Let's go. Up the track, let's go. Get the bus, send the shots, no discussion. Ayy, high nigga, everything K. Nigga, you ain't kill shit, nigga, you ain't put no put a RB down the ground, Dr. Dre. Niggas
Benny
gon'
Deck
step
got
up,
hard,
watch the way.
With another video, you know what I'm saying? Back with another banger, man. Back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I hope everybody having a good day. You feel me? Hope everybody out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. Get your money. Stack your bread. You feel me? But alright, this video shit, it's about some Florida rappers. They get charged with murder. I guess they was rapping about it, dissing people in the song and shit. The feds came and got them. You know what I'm saying? We finna react to this, man. Shout out whoever made the video, 1090 Jake. You feel me? Shout out to him. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But before we get into the video, yeah, you gotta find that Zosky. There you go. Hey, make sure y'all like and subscribe, bro. Subscribe, bro. Then subscribe. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Let's go.
Searching for answers after a deadly shooting on South Florida roadway. At 4:30, shooting on the street. Gunfire causes a crash in Lauderhill, and police say the shooter took off.
I told him not to go. I begged him not to go. I can't do this no more. I just buried 2 grandsons. Life is too short for this stuff. Life is too short. He's 20 years old. That's my oldest baby.
December 22nd, 2021. It was 11:34 in the morning when Lauderhill police responded to 18th Court after reports of shots fired. When thinking of a gated community, you might think of the suburbs or golf courses and gates meant to keep people out. But in the Windermere Tree Garden apartments, it's almost as if the gates are meant to keep people in.
3 people have been shot multiple times, according to investigators. They tell us that there are several shell casings in the middle of the street right there, and they say this all started at a rather large gathering inside of the Tree Garden apartment complex. You can still see several investigators right there as well.
Officers made their way to 18th Court where they observed a black male sitting in the driver's seat of a BMW, slumped over with a gunshot to the head.
Damn.
EMS responded, transporting the victim with life-threatening injuries, while officers secured the crime scene. The BMW had bullet holes in the doors, windows, and a gray...
Damn. They fired that whole up. Damn. Got bullet holes all in the door and shit.
G phone would be found laying by the front passenger tire, along with a vehicle key fob. Officers noticed different caliber shell casings trailed from the 5200 block to the 5300 block of 18th Court. A detective met with a witness who saw it all go down from her window. She'd state a black vehicle was parked parallel to the white BMW. Multiple gunshots erupted and the black vehicle drove off. The white BMW attempted to drive but struck a pole before coming to a stop a few doors down. Officers met with the Lauderhill Housing Authority and were able to recover surveillance footage that captured a black Dodge Charger fleeing the scene. The apartment complex is a one-way in, one-way out that's under 24-hour surveillance. Video would capture the suspect's vehicle plates and tag, and the next day, a license plate reader would notify officers the Dodge Charger was on Northwest 14th Street. Lauderhill officers were dispatched to the area, locating the vehicle, and as officers attempted to make contact, the vehicle drove off. Coming to a stop on 16th Court, the driver ran from the scene before being located by a Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter. He was identified as 24-year-old Robert White. The passenger in the vehicle had also ran, but successfully got away. A detective responded to the scene when Robert White asked him if he was a homicide detective before the detective even introduced himself. The black Charger was sealed with evidence tape and towed to the police department.
He asked if he was a homicide detective. You be like, I wouldn't even ask. You actually, I would have been quiet, bro. Why you asked it, bro? That you bring suspicions on yourself, gang. Feel me?
Robert was arrested for reckless driving, resisting, and marijuana. Robert White would sit down for an interview and agree to speak with the detective. He'd say it wasn't him who was driving when officers gave chase, it was his friend Travis.
Snitching.
Robert would then make multiple
That's why-
contradictory statements
hold
about
up.
when Travis picked him up.
Hold up. That's why he asked it snitching. He was ready to tell. He was ready to tell.
Multiple contradictory statements about when Travis picked him up. Robert would also ask the detective if he was being questioned about a shooting that happened in North Lauderdale. The detective would then tell Robert he was being investigated because he was driving a vehicle involved in a homicide in Lauderhill. He denied knowing anything about it and said he only found out about the shooting through the news and social media. The interview would end before 4 a.m. on December 23rd, and 6 hours later, 20-year-old Nashawn Brown, the man found inside of the white BMW.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too.
Okay.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Was pronounced dead. Detectives would meet with Kiera August, a then 23-year-old woman with a decent criminal history, who advised she's the registered owner of the black Charger.
Hold up.
She'd state she rents the car out through Instagram of the black Charger. With a decent criminal history, who had
Damn. Huh.
as she's the registered owner of the black Charger. She'd state she rents the car out through Instagram and Turo, while her business partner Dre handles the transactions. She'd provide officers with Dre's number, and within the hour, detectives met with Dre. DeAndre Fleury Demond, or Dre, told detectives he rented the Charger to an individual he knew as AJ. AJ contacted him through Instagram, but Dre would tell detectives he can't remember AJ's Instagram name because he gets so many messages. But he was able to remember. AJ returned the Charger at 1 p.m. on December 22nd, an hour and a half after the murder. Dre would then tell the detective AJ was currently renting a white Kia Soul and was scheduled to return it in a few hours. Officers were able to locate the Kia 1 hour before it was supposed to be returned, finding 19-year-old Aaron Polk, aka AJ, in the driver's seat, and 18-year-old Isaiah Sumter. Isaiah would be more commonly known as Broward rapper Color Money Red. At this point, neither one of them did anything, and detectives advised them to take all of their belongings out of the vehicle before leaving. Once gone, Dre came to collect the rental and told detectives they can remove any evidence from the vehicle. Officers would find a 9mm handgun inside a sneaker in the driver's footrest area. Dre would also notify detectives AJ texted him, stating he left his firearm in the vehicle and it's registered. 3 days later, Dre once again met with detectives, providing screenshots of texts between him and AJ. Dre would say, "You never sent your payment for yesterday. Are you extending, or do I need to come get the car?" AJ would reply with, "I'm extending, about to send right now." The text was later followed by, "Nah, I'm trying to exchange." Based on the date and time, the detective noted AJ was asking to extend the rental time shortly before the murder took place. Then after the murder was committed, he wanted to exchange the vehicle for another. AJ sent Dre a location to exchange vehicles at the Ultimate Car Wash on Federal Highway. Detectives would make their way to the car wash, recovering surveillance video from after the murder. AJ can be seen exiting the driver door, Red exited the rear driver door, and a third man identified as Devin Howard
Caught their ass on camera. Damn. Why y'all... I guess they didn't think it was cameras there, but damn.
exited the front passenger. Devin would be more commonly known as Broward rapper Shift 1. All three men can be seen on surveillance removing the tint off the windows of the rented black Charger. A black male would walk up to them while speaking on his cell phone and talking to Shift 1. They were both laughing, and Shift 1 made a slumping over gesture with his body 2 times. As detectives watched the video, they noted how the murder victim Nashawn Brown was left slumped over in the BMW, and it appeared Shift 1 was mocking his death. They'd washed the outside and inside of the vehicle before Shift 1 got into the unidentified man's Mercedes, while AJ and Red back into the Charger before driving off. AJ and Red would drive to Dania Beach to meet Dre on the 3rd floor of a parking garage. They'd then make the vehicle exchange. On January 5th, 2022, the detective would piece together the information from his investigation. The motive for the homicide was issues between two separate gangs. The victim was affiliated with Snap Ave. Snap Ave being based around 74th Ave in North Lauderdale. Snap Ave are documented rivals with ZMF or Zoe Mafia family, but specifically the Zoes affiliated with Sniper Gang. Made famous by Kodak Black, Sniper Gang is based within the Golden Acres projects in Pompano. AJ, Shift 1, and Red would all be identified by Broward's gang unit as members of ZMF, but they weren't from Pompano. They were from Lauderhill and claimed LKB or Lauder Kill Babies and KTB or Cutthroat Business. The victim, who was known by Fetty, has had numerous negative interactions with all three men on Instagram. Detectives would bring Dre back to the office as he was now a regular in the interview room, and Dre would identify AJ by photo as the driver of the black Charger before identifying Red as the passenger. A search warrant would be signed for AJ's Instagram, and detectives would find a video of AJ and Red sitting in a car reacting to a video of the victim's crashed BMW. Another video posted by AJ would show AJ walking on 18th Court where the murder happened, saying, "This where I became famous." He'd continue on by showing the crime scene, saying, "That's the street I was on. That shit right there dangerous." AJ would react to a picture of Fetty sitting on a vehicle saying, "Don't come over here taking pictures like this shit here, because that's when shit be happening. You don't even know me, and you're trying to post up on me like it's cool for Instagram. That's why you're where you're at. This shit ain't safe." Switching from the picture of Fetty to the video of his crashed BMW, AJ says, "I made his ass famous, put him on the news. Fuck the cops. These crackers mad because I can do shit right here freely and don't get in trouble." AJ would replay the video of the crashed car laughing, saying, "You fuck is mad. You mad because that dead and he can't come back on this street and take a picture no more." AJ would switch back to the picture of the victim saying, "You want to come over here and play with me? You don't even know who I am. Shit don't be funny no more when I got the gun." A cell phone warrant would reveal AJ's phone was in the area of the murder when it happened, and inside the Dodge Charger after.
Then they went with phones. Y'all went with y'all phone.
Phone's GPS coordinates would be tracked from the murder scene all the way to the car wash, and finally to where the car was returned to Dre. A cell phone search would be conducted on the victim's phone. Leading up to his death, he was texting an email woodsmacker@gmail.com. The email would say he was at 18th Court, and the victim would reply saying he's beefing with them boys from Lauderhill. A short time later, the victim would write, "Cuh, I don't see you," implying he was on 18th Court. Detectives would find out the email belonged to a man named Woodley Astride. Detectives met with Woodley at his probation office where they conducted an interview. Woodley said he knew the victim because they were cellmates, and he confirmed he was speaking with the victim before he was killed because the victim was going to give him a ride to probation. Woodley would sit inside the vehicle with the victim for roughly 10 minutes when the victim said he had something to do. Woodley went back inside his apartment and gunfire erupted.
Thought he set him up. He probably didn't set him up.
Would deny seeing the shooting or knowing any details as to why it happened. Well, it appears.
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing?
It appears all this information was known to detectives within months of the murder in 2021. The case would go quiet until April 24th of 2024. Devin Howard, aka Shift 1, was already in jail on unrelated charges when charged with capital murder. Isaiah Sumter, aka Red, was also already in jail, and on April 29th, he was charged with capital murder.
Damn.
A lot remains unknown, like why only Shift and Red are charged, when it seems like AJ did all the talking. The car was rented by AJ, the gun left in the car was said to have belonged to AJ, and AJ sent all of the text messages to the rental guy. The most incriminating thing Schiff did was laughing and allegedly slumping over the car wash marking the victim's death. That alone can easily be dismantled by a lawyer. Schiff's cell phone records would show he was at the scene of the murder and every other location after it happened, but so was AJ's, and he wasn't charged. Red would be identified by the rental guy as being in the passenger seat, but that doesn't mean anything because the rental guy identified AJ as being the driver. It was AJ who was on live looking at the video of the victim saying, "We did that," with Red in the car. Because this is a first-degree murder or a capital crime, both Schiff and Red may face the death penalty under Florida law. Living up to the name Lauderkill, the two rappers seem to practice what they preach as they've dissed the dead and claimed murders in multiple songs. Only standing at 5'4", Red is rumored to be the deadliest of the group, with his own songs and Reddit rats allegedly connecting him to a few bodies in Broward County. Both Red and Shift 1 can even be seen in Tommy G's documentary, Inside the Dangerous Hood of Lauderhill with Lil Cricks. Lil Cricks is one of the rising stars coming out of Broward County, directly under Kodak Black. And at one point in the video, Tommy G can be seen throwing Z's up next to Lauderhill's shortest but biggest stepper, allegedly. Only time will tell how this case will play out, why AJ remains uncharged, and if Shift and Red killed their shot at freedom.
That man 5'4". That man on some T-Roy shit, ain't it? Nah, he on some red shit. That's his shit, though. But, hey, man, I fuck with the video. Let me know if y'all fuck the video, bro. You feel me? It's fucked up. They went to jail on some shit. It's fuck, you feel me? They killed, you feel me? Damn. They went with their phones. And they was on video. Man. But, hey, y'all subscribe, bro. Comment, subscribe, bro. You feel me? Like the video, man. Share it, man. You feel me? Let's go. We out, man.